Hey guys, Sean here, and could have picked from a few different gameplays here, but I picked this one. It's from League Play. This is like midway through the second half of a CTF game in League. So what's going to happen here is we're down by 1 right now. We're going to end up tying it, and then it's going to go into overtime. So I wanted to just show you guys really the overtime because I liked this, our win. I liked the way we did it, but I thought I'd show you us tying it up first, so... You know, this is kind of a weird way to do the gameplay. I could have just picked the CTF that was, 10 minutes long and that we won in the first 2 halves and called it an afternoon, but I thought I'd show you this one, because overtime and shit, and yeah. So, I've done this topic before at least once, maybe twice, maybe a million times, but it's, with the violence in video games making people shoot people, and I feel like, the only people who can have an opinion are people who play video games, because someone who's never played a video game, or the only thing they played was Pong, and they were like 7 at the time, and that's not a video game really. It's technically a video, but it's not really even close to what we play now. Like, for them to say, oh yeah, it definitely makes you violent, or it definitely doesn't, either way, it doesn't make any sense, because how could you tell? Like, just because you know someone and they're violent and you heard they own an Xbox does not mean they have anything to do with each other. And so, I've been playing video game, I don't even know how, like, as long as my head remembers, I've played video games. First, the majority of them were played at my uncle's house, originally with his PlayStation 1, and later with his PlayStation 2. The first... I think my dad had like a Genesis or something. I think it's a Genesis. It's downstairs. I don't know. That I had played probably around that same period of time. And then we got a PlayStation 2 probably a year after. My uncle got one. And this is back like when they came out. Like this isn't, we got it in 2005. No. Like, 2002, 3, something. Whenever the date was that the thing came out, around then. So it was like probably like 2000? I don't know. Doesn't matter. Point is, I've been playing for a long time, and I don't remember all the games, but just like Tomb Raider, I definitely played, and I don't know if you'd consider that violent, but I know I played that because I remember this is like a butler or something that I'd just go around. I'd shoot the butler because he pissed me off. Like, you couldn't kill him, like it wasn't possible, but I'd do it anyway. That doesn't mean that I then went and shot a butler in real life. Obviously they're two different things. And I can remember, I don't know how old I was, but when Grand Theft Auto 3 came out, and before that, one of the other, I don't know which one it was, I just remember playing it with my cousins that I haven't seen probably since we played that game. But I've played Grand Theft Auto when I was really, really young. I'm 15 now, I'll be 16 in April. Or April, because technically my birthday's April 1st, so April. As soon as it hits April, I am 16. But like I was probably at least 7, maybe younger. I don't even know. But so basically, my entire life has been filled with violent video games, because my parents have never really had a problem with me playing violent games. When I say I want to buy, and no one questions what game I'm buying. They did for a period of time when I was a lot younger, but at the same time, we'd talk about it for like 10 minutes, and I'd get my way, and I'd play my game, and we'd all be happy, and I wouldn't go out and shoot people, so it was all good. Everyone was satisfied. I didn't go shoot people. The only one, like, my mom has always had a bigger problem, I guess, with it. Big problem, by that I mean, my dad was saying he was going to the store, she'd ask why, he said, like, buying Grand Theft Auto 4, or something like that, and she'd be like, oh, but that game, and he'd be like, he'll be fine, if he starts stealing cars and running over hookers, then we'll talk about it, but until that starts happening, there's no need to have this conversation. So, it's never been an issue, and I don't go around shooting people. Like, I have never played Call of Duty and then thought, what's a good idea? I should go into a mall with a gun and open fire. Like, that has never popped into my head. What's popped into my head is, Robert Bowling, I hate you. I want to beat the crap out of you. But I've never gone and beat the crap out of Robert Bowling. I never will beat the crap out of Robert. Unless, of course, if I did meet Robert Bowling and he said something stupid perhaps I would be inclined to hit him. But that's only because Robert Bowling. And if you don't know who Robert Bowling is, he's the former creative strategist or community manager at Infinity Ward, and we on YouTube in this community had a lot of fun making fun of Robert Bowling, and it's just purely a joke, even though he was a very obnoxious creative strategist. Whatever the fuck a creative strategist is, he was an obnoxious one at that. So anyway, I just think it's ridiculous, and I think that the idea of that games make people violent, like, you know, if you watch movies or television or just walk around, you'll hear enough violent things that you could picture in your head having a gun and shooting someone. Like, picking up Call of Duty does not train you to go, like, it's, because people, like, make the argument that, like, you know, it makes you violent, or it gives you the idea to be violent. There's no. And the first and foremost reason that makes no fucking sense is, think back, like, 1,000 years. People were fucking running around stabbing each other. Yeah, they didn't have video games, so violence is kind of within us. Secondly, if you're gonna say, you know, oh, he wouldn't have shot up that place if he didn't play that video game, because he wouldn't have learned about guns if he didn't play that video game. If he didn't play Call of Duty, he wouldn't have known to shoot a gun. What are you talking about? Like, just turn on the TV, sit for an hour, you'll see about 7 commercials with 9 exploding cars and a guy shooting 10 cops in the middle of the road. If that's not enough to prove to you that people can be, you know, like, why isn't a movie? Oh, because you didn't interact with the movie, right? You just watched it. Because I totally feel a part of Call of Duty. Like, I pick up the controller and I'm like, yeah, I'm this soldier. No, I'm kind of controlling a guy and I shoot people and they die. But to me, Call of Duty is more like tag. I don't think of it like I shot and I killed him. I say kills because it says kills on the board. But I really think of it more like tag. Like, I tag you and I send you back. You know, you have to wait 5 seconds and then you respawn. Or I tag you and you go back to your spawn. You know, it's kind of like I keep resetting you. I don't really think of it as I'm murdering you. Like, I don't know. There's just never been anything violent about Call of Duty or Grand Theft Auto. Like, yes, technically shooting people and running them over and beating them with a bat or whatever you do in the game is technically violent. But I never think of it like I don't know. Somewhere in my head, and I think in any reasonable person's head, they can distinguish between the fact that it's a video game and real life. And if someone can't, you know, see that line and they can't put video games here and real life here, well, they probably were going to do something not very bright, not wise, anyway, without having Call of Duty and Grand Theft Auto. And, you know, the media picks on those because Call of Duty sells millions and Grand Theft Auto sells millions, and they're the easiest names to pick up and everyone knows what they are. But Call of Duty really isn't all that violent. I'd say Grand Theft Auto is slightly violent in that you can, like, run people over with cars and just beat up. But in the same time, I mean, it doesn't make you want to go kill people. Like, if I want to go kill people, I'll put Grand Theft Auto in, I'll have my fun for a minute, it'll calm me down, and then I'll go back to doing what I was doing. I won't go out in the street, get in a car, and just start running over people on the sidewalk, because I have a brain, and I can distinguish the fact that that's not probably a very good idea. But, I don't know. Video games do not make you violent. I'm done ranting. You'll see this on Sunday because it's too late on Saturday already. Hope you enjoyed watching and listening and all that fun sex. Like the video, and I'll see you later.